Welcome back to Podium Pop. My name is Celine and I'm here with my co-host Gracie. We are doing a bit of a jumbled episode, so we are a little bit late, but we're going to do a very brief recap of Silverstone just to touch on that a bit. We didn't have time to do it the last episode because we spent the whole hour yapping about our time at Mid-Ohio. If you haven't already listened to that one, go check it out. It is one of our funnier episodes,
It is.
I believe.
It's a great episode.
Along with that, we're going to do a recap and talk about the Indycar races from over the weekend, as well as we are going to do some predictions for the Formula One race coming up this weekend. So definitely, if you don't already follow us, make sure you go follow us on TikTok, as well as Instagram, and follow us on Spotify, follow us on YouTube. We post every Monday, sometimes some bonus episodes. So definitely make sure that you are following us so you know about those bonus episodes.
Definitely.
We have a lot of exciting races coming up. We will be attending the St. Louis Indycar race, and we post a lot of content on there. So make sure you're giving us a follow. Let's go ahead and pop the bottle, and we'll get right into it.
Ooh.
Oh
we
my
both kind
God.
of did bad.
We'll work on it.
We've got to up the budget.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So, Silverstone. Now, like I said, we didn't get a chance to talk about it. We barely had a chance to finish talking about Mid-Ohio. It was a lot to discuss. But Silverstone happened. For us, we technically did watch it, but we were watching it while at the IndyCar track. So
we
it was
also went together.
of...
We split up at the IndyCar track. And we were both watching it.
With separate people.
Yeah, while warm-ups were happening for the IndyCar race. So I was like trying to keep track of both. Also could barely see anything because like the phone, I was like in
we
the
had
sun.
really good services on Ryan's phone.
Well, I could see it, but like the sun, I couldn't really see what was happening.
Yeah,
me and the girls next to us were like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, so we did technically watch it, but we weren't as like tuned in to like everything that happened.
Yeah.
But all in all, for us as McLaren fans, rough weekend.
Like it was looking like it could have been a McLaren 1-2 for a hot minute.
And then they said, better not. Let's shit the bed.
The strategy team said, no thanks.
No, thank you.
The strategy team said, let me take all my data that I have right here, not look at it, and ask the drivers with no data in front of them what we should do.
Yeah.
And like I do agree at some points it's okay to be like, we want to go this, what are you thinking? And the driver can be like, yeah, or like, no. And then they can be like, okay, well, we're actually going to do this. I don't know, like.
Yeah. It's important to ask for opinion.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's your job to make the right call.
They're the strategy team for a reason.
And you know what, guys? Like, I don't think that this is going to be a continuing thing. They know they fucked up.
Yeah.
And I think that you never have the perfect call. You know, hindsight's 20/20, all that stuff. Like, yes, right now we can say that was a horrible call, but if it worked out, it would have been like, damn, what a great call.
Yeah.
You know, so it just didn't work out for him. I don't think that the strategy team is like corrupt or bad at their job or anything. Like
Lando kind of took the blame a bit, but then Stella came out. Andrea Stella was like, no, it was a whole team.
But it was a sad. And it's sad. Also though, again, I think I mentioned this a couple weekends back. Like the fact that we are unhappy with a third and a fourth is like insane.
It's insane.
But it's like almost what could have been. Like if we had like a third and a fourth and they like everything went good and we almost had it and we got third and fourth, okay, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was rough.
It was really rough. So we're hoping for all the best this past weekend. The team was all together, like Oscar, Lando, everybody was at MTC a few days ago. So I'm sure they had a great little powwow.
They're like, let's not do that again.
I would like to talk about Haas and Nico Hülkenberg.
Yeah, what a race. They've been having some fantastic races lately.
Like the fact that, what was this, that Charles has outscored, or Nico's outscored Charles? That's insane.
Yeah, no, honestly, Haas has been like kind of sneakily been doing really well.
Really well.
Like they're like creeping up and not many people are paying attention to it. I think people are a little bit now.
Now, for sure.
But like there's definitely like something's changed.
Yeah,
you know?
Something has changed for sure. I said it at the beginning of the year. I predicted that Komatsu was going to be really good for the team and help out them, especially with his engineering background.
Yeah.
And he's been doing great.
And he has. And I think next year, knowing that Ollie's coming on the team.
Oh, yeah.
We don't know about the second driver yet. Side note, I don't think Pietro is going to be the second driver, but Pietro did do some Pirelli testing in Silverstone this past week for Haas, which was good to see. I just love seeing Pietro and on Haas's Instagram and stuff. That's always fun. But interested to see who the second driver is. God, if it was Pietro though,
Ollie and Pietro would be such like a good pairing.
I don't know what I would do with myself.
No, what do you do with yourself?
I don't know. I hope I find out.
Oh yeah, let's hope you do find out.
But man, that would be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
Anyways.
We're like thinking so hard about it.
Yeah. But I don't know who.
I was trying to think about, I don't know what his contract with Ray Hall's like.
Yeah.
Is it up at the end of the year?
I don't
know. End of the season? I don't know either.
I don't know much at all about his contract.
I feel like
I just have to let go and let God.
You have to let go and let God, for sure.
And trust that he has a plan in place for my husband.
He? Who's he? Oh, God.
Mr. Motorsport.
Mr. Motorsport. Yeah, no, he for sure will.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to also talk about at Silverstone how good Logan did.
Mm-hmm. He was so close.
So close to points.
And, he did so good during qualifying. He was so close to Q3.
Mm-hmm.
This was a long time ago, so it's kind of hard to remember. But he was so close to Q3 in qualifying. And he just I feel like he is, just now getting comfortable with the car. Which, is so sad, but,
Did he finally get those updates? He got the updates and they took them away. Did he get them back?
It felt like it.
Felt like it, for sure.
It looked like it. Yeah, I do wonder what his future holds.
But speaking of Logan, somebody came out and, I forget which, publication came out and was the Prema team boss was speaking to Logan about IndyCar. And I know we've been saying it for so long, but I literally think I would shed some tears.
No, for sure.
Oh my gosh, I'd be so excited.
Absolutely. Should we continue with a bunch of rumors, nothing confirmed?
Yeah, well, because we need to talk about Checo.
So there are rumors that, and to be fair, if in the past the rumors were a little mean.
Yeah.
There wasn't, there was definitely some reason behind them, but not enough they were being a little harsh on Checo.
Yeah, for sure.
Now he's really he's not performing.
He's not.
And I'm sad for him.
I know.
But let's break down these rumors. So the rumors are basically that he's going to get replaced mid-season.
Yeah, over summer break.
In the next couple of races, it's going to be announced that he's getting replaced. But the rumors are that they're replacing him with Daniel Ricciardo.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't know who, Yuki, yes. I could see who's higher. Yuki is higher than Daniel in the driver's standing.
I think so.
How many points ahead? Are you checking?
Yeah, I have it right here.
I get why Daniel, because if it wasn't Daniel, it'd be Yuki. And again, Daniel does technically have more experience, but Yuki gives better consistent points.
Yuki's ahead by 9 points in the standings. No, 11 points.
Good math.
Thank you.
Actually. So I don't know why they wouldn't consider putting Yuki ahead, if only, again, maybe Max had some influence, or maybe that's what they want, or they think Max would want, is they prefer Daniel over Yuki. I don't know, but at the end of the day,
it sucks for Yuki.
It sucks.
It's once again, people are looking over him.
Yeah.
Not we are, people, other people, us, we're not.
Yeah.
That's upsetting. Yuki's a great driver. He deserves to be looked at more.
Yeah. Look at him. Take a gander.
And then I saw somebody was like, well, they'll throw in Liam Lawson. That would be... No. First of all, they're not doing that.
They need to put Liam Lawson at RB if Daniel moves up, though. Or if Daniel or Yuki moves up. It
would for sure be Liam. But I don't forget who the person who said that, but I was like, that throwing Liam in a Red Bull next to Max would just be horrible.
Yeah.
But no, they would move up one of the RB drivers, and then... I just want to know what's going on with Checo.
Yeah.
Because he had, once again, a great start to the season, and then we saw this last year but we didn't see it till like more towards the end of the year.
Yeah, and we didn't see it as intensely.
Yeah.
And as, like, he had some really bad races, but it wasn't consistently bad like it's been for the last, like, 4 or 5 races. Like, it's literally been consistent since he signed his contract that he's been for. I know,
it's so weird. And I know he didn't have the best strategy calls at Silverstone either, but that doesn't account for the other races.
What place did he come in at Silverstone?
Like, 16th?
Yeah.
17th? I was just looking at it.
Because he did, and he's not doing good at qualifying, and he keeps kind of using that as, like, a crutch, being like, oh, well, I qualified near the back, there's no way I'll get up to the front. But well, first of all, don't have that attitude, because people have come up from the back.
Oh,
Max has done it. We've seen multiple people come up.
We've seen Carlos do it.
Yeah. And 2, you could only blame qualifying on yourself.
Yeah.
And I get it. It was, like, a rainy qualifying. Things happen. Things are out of control. But everybody else has to make it work. Everybody else puts a lap together. You can't have an excuse anymore.
I know.
And he's been in Formula 1 for a long time. Like, he should know. Like, I don't know. It's interesting. And if he does leave Red Bull, like, I don't think he'd get picked up by another team. No. Mainly because I feel as though all the other teams kind of have their prospects in place. Which would be it would suck for him. Maybe they'll move him down.
That could do insane rumors if he's like...
No, it would completely...
It would be absolutely insanity.
Yeah. And then it also would, if Carlos hasn't made a decision, that's going to throw things into play about next year.
Oh my god, Carlos needs to figure this out.
So maybe they do put Liam in temporarily, but that sucks for Liam. I don't know. I can't
literally
think about it too
Summer
hard.
break, I feel like, is going to be insane. I think it's going to be at the very beginning of summer break is going to be a bunch of rumors, and then like towards the end we're going to see more. Speaking of that, I also said I think one of the things Carlos is going to do is announce, like, the first week of summer break, announce where he's going and just throw away his phone. Just not.
He's going to have to.
Not get back on the internet.
When he announces that he's going to Williams and everyone's like joking on him, and he's like, well, gonna let this go. It feels really nice being a McLaren fan right now because of that. I feel safe, I feel secure. Don't talk to me in a couple of years.
Don't think about talking.
We're not going to talk about it. But I'm more stressed about, like, the lineup for IndyCar next year, making sure my favorites have a seat there.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's fine.
Other big news is we have heard from some pretty, like, reliable sources, I feel like, that, and this has been talked about before, but it's kind of for sure now that Adrian Newey, if he stays in the Formula 1 world, will go to Aston Martin or McLaren, because they're both headquartered in the UK. In the UK, yeah. Is headquartered the right word?
Headquartered. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So he wants to stay, like, close, in the UK, family, everything.
Obviously we hope he goes to McLaren.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that he could easily be swayed to go to Aston Martin because of Lawrence Stroll's checkbook.
Credit card.
Yep. But I think that if anyone can pull off getting Adrian to their team,
it's Zach Brown.
Zach Brown.
For sure.
One thing about Zach Brown is he knows how to schmooze a motherfucker.
He really does.
Because he schmoozes me sometimes. I hate the man.
Hate him.
But every once in a while I'm like, wait.
He did a great job.
Wait, do I? And I'm like, no, Celine, no.
No.
But then sometimes I'm like, oh, is there some good in him? Maybe.
Like, we're not forgiving you for a lot of crimes, Zach Brown.
Mostly in the IndyCar world.
Honestly.
Breaking up that family.
You are tearing apart my family.
Pato and Alexander Rossi.
And we didn't even get to have the full family of Pato, Rossi, and David.
But as far as Formula 1, I trust the calls that he makes there. Majority of the time.
Honestly, stealing that Monster sponsorship.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
From Mercedes. Yeah. It's insane.
He's good.
Yeah, he's good.
So we'll see about that.
Yeah. Fun things to talk about.
Yeah.
Charles, his girlfriend Alex, and then Pierre and Kika were at the Eras Tour in Milan.
Amazing.
It was amazing.
Pierre and Kika got a new dog named Simba.
Did get a new dog. Yeah, that's cute. Oh, they named it Simba?
Mm-hmm.
That's so cute.
I think it was Simba. It was something from The Lion King. I'm pretty sure it was Simba.
Oh, really? That's cute.
Yeah, that's freaking adorable. And Charles was so cute. He had so many friendship bracelets on, and it was just really funny seeing them there.
I also saw it came up on my For You page, I think because Alex reposted it, of the designer who made her dress. He had did you see this?
No.
He obviously like the fabric outline of her dress, and then it was like kind of like longer bead looking things. They weren't actually beads, and he like hand did the whole entire thing.
Wow, I bet that was expensive.
Oh my god, probably.
Yeah.
The dress was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Another fun thing to note, while they were at the Eras Tour, Lando and George were both at the Euros for the game. It was actually today, right?
Yeah.
The game today where it was England versus Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing to note is George was just casually sitting one row in front of Harry Styles.
Yeah.
So as One Direction Formula One girlies, both Harry Styles was there, Louis Tomlinson was there, Lando was there, and George was there. And the fact that all four of those men were in the same building at once and I wasn't there.
Oh my gosh.
A little disrespectful. A little disrespectful.
Just a little.
Like, do you think, like, George and, like, Harry, like, said words to each other?
I feel like they had just, like,
little, hey.
Well, Harry, like, for sure knows who George is, because he's a Daniel Ricciardo fan.
But is he a Daniel, like, casual Formula One fan? As in, like,
probably, but I feel like he knows who George is.
I feel like most people outside of the United States know the names of Formula One drivers casually enough, similar to how, like, we know, like, the big basketball player names.
Yeah, or, like, some of the soccer footballer players.
What? Like football?
Yeah.
American football.
No, like like European football.
Okay.
Yeah, like soccer football.
Soccer football. Another thing to know that actually happened today, not a rumor, confirmed, but Ralf Schumacher came out as gay,
I guess.
Maybe bisexual. He didn't actually put a label on it, which is fine. We support that.
Yeah.
But he did come out basically saying that he was in a relationship with a man, and it was really cute. The post was really cute. Go check it out. And I think it's really exciting. I think the representation is really important because, one, this shouldn't matter, but the fact that he's like really respected in the motorsport community, he's obviously comes from a really important racing family. He's literally the little brother of Michael Schumacher. Like, that's a big deal. And for someone with such a big platform, able to use that platform to show representation is really great. Like, obviously, I think it would have been amazing for anyone in motorsports to come out. But again, it's really good to have that representation. We're super excited and happy for him.
Yeah.
And I hope that this kind of opens up some doors for some more maybe people if they are gay to come out, or also just for other people like fans to feel like there's that inclusivity there.
Yeah, inclusivity.
So awesome news. Any other news that came up this week?
I don't think so. We have the Hungarian Grand Prix this week. Do you have any predictions?
I think so. You were talking about this before. I don't want to steal your thunder.
Go ahead.
But it's like a race that a lot of drivers get their maiden win.
Yeah.
Esteban Ocon. Who else?
Jenson Button. Fernando Alonso.
Yep.
That's. I think there's been 5.
All of them getting their maiden wins here, which Esteban is kind of crazy. Like that's such a random place, or whatever. But I think I'm gonna let that continue. I'm gonna say it, guys. Who's gonna be shocked? No one. Oscar's getting his first
win. Which McLaren has the most constructors win here with 11. So
this is his moment.
If the strategy team can figure it out, I think so.
Like, I know I'm gonna keep saying that until it happens, but I honestly, I think he'll get it.
I think it's gonna be a Merc double podium. I don't know what, and I'm not a Mercedes fan.
Oscar Lewis George.
I'm not a Mercedes fan, but I don't know.
They've been looking
so
quick.
Good.
They've been looking consistent.
I feel like also it could have been if George didn't DNF at Silverstone. Who knows what would have happened?
I am not gonna lie. I am getting a little bit nervous about them creeping up on us for the Constructors' Cup. While also Ferrari should also kind of be concerned because we're kind of creeping up on Ferrari. But I am obviously keeping note of the fact that it's looking a little close there.
I'm just feeling like Mercedes is going to do really good. Keep up that trajectory. And
I mean, they're still quite a bit behind us. They're at 221 points, and McLaren's at 295 points, and actually Ferrari's at 302. So we're obviously
really
much
close.
closer to catching Ferrari. God, I would love to catch Ferrari this weekend.
I know.
We could.
We really could.
We could catch Ferrari this weekend, definitely. And you know what? No, Oscar probably couldn't catch Carlos unless, like, Carlos DNF'd and Oscar freaking won.
Yeah.
And even then, well, no, yeah, he could catch him if that happens.
Literally, someone check in on us. Send a fucking ambulance.
Actually, like, be scared of us.
Yeah,
If that exact situation happens, I'm going to post this clip.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Be like, sorry.
Oopsies.
Oops. But yeah, I think McLaren could definitely catch Ferrari this weekend in Constructors' Cup, depending on how that goes. And honestly, Haas could probably catch RB potentially. Haas is sitting at 27 points.
Yeah, they could.
RB's sitting at 31, so that's definitely doable.
Yeah.
Very interesting. George could very well take over. Overtake Checo as well.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Which would drop Checo all the way down to 7th. Oof.
That's all I have to say.
Oof.
It's just a head scratch.
Head scratch and an oof. Any other predictions? Who do you think is going to get pole? I think George is going to get pole.
Oh, really?
That little yabba dabba doo.
God, little yabba dabba doo.
He is one speedy little yabba dabba doo. He's got the Flintstones feet sticking out of his car.
Oh my god, Fred Flintstone is helping him go.
Yep. He's got the power of Fred Flintstone with him.
Mm-hmm. I think, I think Max is going to take back pole at the top.
Sorry, I'm kind of going on a side note here.
It's okay.
Because we're talking about taking pole, but, we were at our friend's birthday this weekend, and we were talking with a couple there who just had a baby, and they also like Formula One. Emily and Tyler, shout out to you all. Emily was telling me about how her mom made their baby a onesie that said pole sitter.
Wait, she made it? She actually made it?
She made it with her Cricut. And Emily's like, I'm not going to put that on my baby.
No. Oh, my God.
And bless her mom didn't think anything of it. But Emily was like, I'm not putting pole sitter onesie on my child.
Oh, no.
And I said, do you think your mom will make it for me? In my size? Stop. Like, that's such a funny t-shirt to wear.
So funny.
It's just a plain t-shirt. All it says is pole sitter. And like,
pole sitter
at a Formula One race, it'd be funny, but everybody else in public would be like, what is that?
I hardly know her.
Yeah, literally.
That's so funny.
But you think Max will take pole?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I could see that as well. Sorry.
I don't know, actually. I'm feeling like it could be another crazy weekend. I feel like it's hard to predict things now.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, or even a month ago, whatever. It was pretty easy.
If we were doing Podium Pop last year and we had to do prediction, it'd be like Max,
yeah,
Max.
Oh my God, yeah.
But now it is definitely getting harder to predict.
Very.
Again, we have how many winners?
6 in 12 races.
6 winners in 12 races. What?
That's insanity.
We're so back.
Gosh, my first full season.
Mm-hmm.
They had to impress me.
They did. Mm-hmm. They said, we can't lose her.
And what the hell did somebody sacrifice for Charles to get that Monaco win?
And
at what cost?
At what cost? Because he's been having some shit luck since then.
Such bad luck.
He's been so sad too.
Oh yeah, he's been really sad.
He's been going through it.
He looked happy at the Aero store.
He needed that. Mm-hmm. He needed Taylor Swift.
God, some of those folklore songs probably hit him.
She got to him right in time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She waited after one more race. It may have been too late. He needed that tour for sure.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, he needed to hear "Tolerate It" real
bad.
Oh
my God, yeah. Tolerate it. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Don't call me kid. Don't call me baby.
No.
Oh,
look at this godforsaken mess that you made.
Literally. We were talking earlier today about what our episodes are going to look like during summer break. Obviously, there'll be some news, but really for the middle chunk of it, there's not going to be much going on.
Yeah.
So we are planning on still doing a Taylor Swift lyrics video where we kind of compare like some of the lyrics to some drivers and situations. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
And then also we talked about discussing the One Direction 2 Motorsports pipeline, Fangirl pipeline, which I think will also have a lot of good research.
Yeah.
We were on that pipeline as well, so we have firsthand experience of the shift.
I'm so sorry. I feel the most qualified to be talking about
Absolutely.
And
we were in the trenches. We slept on the streets for 48 hours to see Harry Styles on the Today Show as grown adults. Keep in mind, we were grown adults when that happened.
We were 20.
Oh, okay, we were young.
Actually, no, we were 19 because
that makes me feel better.
I turned 20 the week after we got back.
That makes me feel better, actually.
Yeah, so we weren't.
I mean, we were grown adults. We were adults. Young adults.
Young adults.
It was fine.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, now, like, Gracie won't camp at any of the races, so things have changed. But I think, I feel very
What was up with me being like, I'm so okay with sleeping on the streets in New York City?
Insane. That was insane.
Yeah. It was a blast.
We had a great time. We had a lot of friends.
If TikTok was around during that time, I swear to you, our videos would have popped off. I so wish TikTok was around.
Yeah, well, it was. That was at the point where we were still, it was still called.
It was like Musical.ly still, I think.
Yeah, it was like different.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a tangent.
Yeah, so we will be doing those. Look out for those for summer break.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Should we move on to IndyCar?
Yeah.
Kind of a side note, which I actually, I feel like I bring this up a lot, but this past week, if you all follow her name is That IndyCar Girl. She basically made like a template on Instagram where you could like go and like circle like this or that, basically like motorsports version. And a lot of people were doing it, and a lot of people that were doing it like are people that I followed before I even started getting into IndyCar, and I followed for Formula One. So many people have made the shift where like we still circle both, and some people still circle both, but so many people unexpectedly are circling just IndyCar.
Yeah.
And we've talked about before how we definitely feel that like shift happening, and we see the shift, but like that was like a really like easy like visual of it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it was really like interesting to me how many people kind of made the jump to like focus on IndyCar.
Yeah.
And I think I saw it a lot while we were at Mid-Ohio. And I think that Mid-Ohio kind of influenced a lot of people to make that jump.
It was a great race.
It was a great race. Well, it was a great weekend to be there.
Yeah, to be there.
But it was just interesting to me. I feel like I talk about that a lot, about the shift happening, but that was a really good like representation. Like that was like the proof that it's happening. But again, like I feel like most people we interact with, like definitely, like even like some people we follow that didn't even go to the race are like, oh, I'm like really into IndyCar. Like they're learning the stuff about IndyCar, and like we're obviously still really new to it, but we are like in it a little bit earlier than some of the other people. So like we like talk about it so much, but it's just so I have to like just think about how like people like That IndyCar Girl and McKenna and all of them feel, like how they've been like trying, or like Offie, like they've been trying to get people to watch IndyCar for literally like probably like years, like at least since last year, like years, and it's like finally like happening. Like they've got to feel so great.
Oh my gosh, probably.
Like I'm so happy for them. I'm so happy for IndyCar. I'm so happy it's getting some recognition, and it definitely deserves it.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah,
that was my rant right there.
Amazing.
Okay,
this weekend in Iowa.
Yep, it was hot.
City of the corn.
City of the corn. Children of the corn.
Scary.
Crazy because there was a lot of corn around Mid-Ohio as well. So these drivers are probably corned out.
I know. And the most random locations, like middle of nowhere, Ohio, middle of Iowa.
Yep. I wonder how close to the city the Iowa race was. Is there anything around it?
Could not tell you.
Couldn't tell you either. We are going to the Illinois race, which is it's in Illinois, but it's literally right over the bridge from St. Louis. Like it's a 10-minute drive to downtown St. Louis. And so let us know if you're going.
Yeah, let us know if you're going. It's a Saturday race. It's
Saturday
also a night race. And it's a 500. Woo, 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 woo.
We won. And my birthday weekend.
Oh, yep.
Yep. So that's going to be fantastic.
That's going to be a great time. And you guys, I'm going to be so honest with you. The last time we went to a race, we had a blast. We made so many friends. The crowd, the atmosphere, everything was insane. So just, if you're thinking about it, just go.
Just go.
Just go.
Pull the trigger. Buy the tickets.
Literally go.
Book the hotel.
Well, we gotta book a place first. Let us get our stuff
Actually,
first.
yeah, we're gonna book ours, and then we'll give you the heads up that you're free to book.
Yeah, for sure.
No, but honestly, like, if you're thinking about it, do it, because
seriously,
that's like what we did for Mid Ohio. Like, we did kind of we were planning on going to Mid Ohio for so long. We did buy our tickets last minute, but it's the best decision that we've ever made.
We bought our tickets. I think didn't we buy them
2 weeks before?
Yeah, we bought them during Le Mans.
Yeah, we did. We literally did. So we bought them really last minute, but the St. Louis race does remind me a lot of Mid Ohio as far as price wise. It's if you want to get pit paddock, that's a good race to splurge on it, because it's obviously going to be a lot cheaper than some of the other races to do that. But again, yeah, it's a 500. It's an oval. I love ovals.
I don't mind an oval.
I don't know did we talk about this last week?
No, I don't think we did.
I came to the realization that I really enjoy watching ovals in person, and I enjoy watching street courses on TV.
Yeah.
Because sometimes with street course and stuff, it's hard to kind of follow everything if you're not right in front of a TV or right in front of the leaderboard in person. But ovals, you can see the whole thing. At the Indy 500, I could tell what was going on throughout pretty much, not everything, but pretty
especially
much
at a
the
corner.
whole. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So I really enjoy ovals, and I'm really excited for a 500.
It's gonna be so fun.
Yeah,
it's gonna be night race. The lights will be on.
We're going with some friends. Maybe our friend Lexi going. I hope we get to all go.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if you're hesitant about going and you need a friend and don't have any other friends, literally let us know.
Let us know. We'll hang out all weekend.
That's how we met Lexi.
Yeah.
And now we're best friends.
Yep.
She just came over today to watch the Iowa race with us. Hi, we're all here to be friends.
Yeah, we would love to make some more friends. So let us know. But back to this past weekend. Yeah.
Race 1 on Saturday.
It was a doozy.
Caution galore. And poor Dave just spun out in the beginning. Made contact with Canapino.
Yeah.
We were all scared of the internet. The internet was fine. Literally everybody in our group message was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
It was fine, though.
We were scared.
Poor Dave, he was pretty upset about it. He kept saying it was a rookie mistake. I felt bad. But also, it's his third race back.
Yeah. Is it his first oval?
Oh, yeah.
It's his first oval,
guys. Yeah, because it was Laguna in Mid-Ohio. Yeah.
Give him a chance. He's okay. Pietro also got crashed into by Will Power. And we were watching the race. And we weren't watching it because we were pre-gaming at the time as well. So we were it was on when we were talking with some people.
It was on mute. We had music going.
And at one point I turned around and I go, "Oh no, I crashed." And I go, "Oh no!"
She screamed.
Everyone there was
funny.
"What?" I was like, "It's Pietro."
And then the text that came into
oh my god, so many text messages.
Literally so many.
Someone texted us and texted us in a group message, but it was Will Power is Celine's #1 enemy right now. And I was
absolutely.
Literally, it was a rough moment for me. He was okay, thankfully. Everything was fine, but it was hard.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
But a lot of issues happened.
Yeah, and there were just so many. We couldn't keep track of how many cautions there were. The Scotty Mack ended up winning, and then Pato got second, and Joseph Newgarden got third. For a brief moment, that bumped Pato up to third in the standings, but...
Second, I thought.
Sorry, yes, second in the standings. Thank you. That didn't last too long with race 2.
No.
Race 2 was a lot more calm to the very end, obviously.
To the very end. Oh my gosh, we'll
get to that. Yeah. Pretty straightforward.
It was actually I don't want to call it a boring race, but it was kind of a boring race.
It was a little bit,
until that. And I definitely in my head thought That's kind of crazy that no one's crashed.
I know.
And I didn't say that loud. Glad I didn't.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like a very, like, chill, calm race. There was some good racing in there. There was a lot of, like, wheel-to-wheel racing between Kyle Kirkwood and, not Canapino, Ferrucci.
Yeah.
One of the same, honestly. a lot of wheel-to-wheel racing with Ferrucci and Kyle Kirkwood, which, if you all can recall, just a couple of
Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit a couple weeks ago.
Boyfriend teammates.
Yeah, he went and, like, pushed Kyle and was like boyfriend teammates, which we were, like, thinking about that, like, while we were in the pit in Mid-Ohio, like, what would have happened if we were just, like, in the pit and we see one of the drivers get out of their car and go push.
Oh,
yeah, I'd be like, oh my god, like, well, first of all, I'd get my phone out.
No, I think I would have just started screaming. I'd be like,
well, if it was the same situation and he was pushing Kyle, I'd be like, get away from him! Get a job! Wait, what's that thing on?
Get a hobby!
Get a job, leave her alone!
Oh, yes.
But, like, mostly I would probably, like, whip out my phone and be like, I got the exclusive.
Who wants it?
Who wants it? I'll sell it to you. TMZ, $50.
The most money, you get it.
Yeah. But,
that's so funny.
But yeah, it was funny that they were kind of wheel-to-wheel racing. But it was pretty
clean. That was clean between them.
Yeah.
And then, they were wheel-to-wheel racing, and then Graham kind of came up, and they're cut to a commercial.
Oh,
we were all like, what? Everybody went onto, like, the Indycar app and pulled up different onboards so we could all still watch it for you. It was funny. There were 4 of us watching.
Yeah, which is funny because McKenna, Mac Loves Motorsport, also didn't attend Mid-Ohio and had the same situation where she was like talking on her Instagram story, like, the commercials are getting out of hand.
So
like, it's ridiculous.
It's also, like, we're on a streaming site right now. Like, we're not watching on NBC Cable. We were watching on Peacock. There is no need for that many.
Yeah.
And our friend Lexi brought it up that they're just repeating commercials. Mm-hmm. Like, we had, like, 2 localized ads that were, like, back-to-back. We don't need that. Turn it back on.
I can only see a Skyline ad so many times.
I already love Skyline. It's fine.
You don't gotta convince me to go to Skyline and get a chili cheese dog.
Our 14% Louisiana viewers are like, what the fuck is Skyline? Also,
guys,
who are you from Louisiana?
Yeah, we have a lot of viewers in Louisiana, guys.
14% of our audience is in Louisiana. Will you step forward?
Yeah, will you, like, DM us and be like, that's me?
It's our Spotify, too. Like,
shout out to Louisiana. I love Louisiana. Oh, we're going to Louisiana next year.
I would just need to know. We were talking about it today, and it's not just one city. There's like 4 or 5
multiple cities. Yeah.
Please tell me who you are.
Yeah, step up.
Anyway, sorry.
Fess up.
Tell us.
Who is it?
Sorry.
End
guys.
of the race, though.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anyway, big crash. Louisiana. Sting Ray Robb.
So
terrifying.
At the end of the race, it was real. So we literally were watching Will Power cross the line.
Yeah.
And it was like Will Power went across the line, so he came in first, and then it was Alex Palou and then Scotty Mack. So we were literally watching. We watched the first 3 go across the line, and then they cut, and all we see is Sting Ray Robb, which we didn't know who it was at the time, but all we see is Sting Ray Robb in the fucking air. Like, and then like the camera like bumps down a little bit, and then you see like Kyle Kirkwood's car go, and then you see Ed Carpenter's car go, and then you see Alexander Ross's car go, and we're like, what happened?
Screaming.
What happened? And the other thing is that, like, so they showed the 3 at the end. So, like, Sting Ray Robb happened, and then he was, like, on another area of the track, and then you saw Kyle, Ed, and Alex Rossi, and they were moving around. They were getting out. Kyle was, like, kind of pinned in a little bit because Ed's car was on top of him.
Yeah.
So, like, once they all saw that they were all moving, they showed us the replay of that one. But for the longest time, they did not show us the replay of Sting Ray Robb's car because they didn't know if he was okay. And they didn't have confirmation. Like, he wasn't moving around in his car. He didn't get out of the car, so they obviously didn't play the replay. And then it felt even longer because they switched to the interviews, and they weren't going to, like, cut it away during the interviews. So we're like, is he okay? Like, we were checking Twitter.
It was, like, a solid, I don't know, maybe, like, 5
I mean, he had some major airtime.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
And eventually they did show the replay. They did show him. He did have to get, like, out of the car, like, onto, like, a stretcher. He did give a thumbs up, a double thumbs up.
He gave us a double thumbs up.
as he was getting loaded into the ambulance.
We were talking about, we were like, we need the thumbs up from him, and then first they didn't show it, and then they panned back. They had it recorded and showed it again.
Yeah. And he's okay. Like, the doctor came on at the post-race show and said that he was fine, but he did get sent to the hospital for just, like, precautionary checks, but he was okay. But so basically what happened is Alexander Rossi was running out of fuel. So he was kind of, like, getting to the side a bit. And
he was going much slower.
Much slower. And the spotters were telling the cars behind him, hey, Rossi's going slow. Keep an eye on him. And Kyle heard that. Ed heard that. I don't know if it didn't get communicated to Sting Ray. I don't know if it was too late. But Sting Ray basically, like, drove on top of his wheel. His, like, front right wheel went onto, like, the back of the left back of Alexander Rossi's wheel. And just completely, like,
sent him airborne.
Flipped midair.
His car was, like, vertical?
Yeah.
Vertical in the air. And then
he flipped and he landed. He landed upside down.
Yeah.
Which, shout out to the marshals.
Oh my gosh, the AMR safety team.
They are
so
amazing.
Fast.
So much quicker than Formula One.
They were, like, instantly on the scene.
And they were like...
It wasn't even like, oh, where is it? It was like, no, they're there.
They started flipping Sting Ray's car over by hand. And our friend Ryan's like, that would have taken, like, 6 cranes in Formula One.
Literally.
Like, that would have not happened. Also, like, the back of his car was on fire. Instead of getting, like, the fire extinguisher out or whatever, the guy just started, like, patting it out with his hand. Like, he was like, these men, like, they don't give a fuck. Like, the protocol, like, they're like, nah.
They don't fuck around. They're getting this done as quick as possible.
And that's a really good representation of the United States.
Oh,
they're like, you know what? We'll put that fire out with our hand.
I got a fireproof glove on. I'm patting it out.
Yeah, I'm good. Let's get this guy out of here. They were so quick on the scene. And the 2 crashes were obviously pretty spread out because they slid quite a bit. The chunk of the other 3 cars slid down quite a bit. But they were so quick to respond. They got enough people covered. Like, Kyle, even, like, you could see him. He was, like, panicking a bit because he was pinned in. It was hot in there because, again, it was, like, 90 degrees.
He had a tire on top of his head.
And he even, like, in an interview was like, I always get freaked out when I'm, like, pinned in the car. Like, whenever he was pinned, like, the last time he crashed like that. He's upside down. He's like, I always panicked, but they did so good. They came up to me. They calmed me down.
Yeah.
And I felt better once I knew that they were there. But, like, they did fantastic.
They did such a good job.
And you know what? I'm skipping ahead a bit, but they're definitely getting my champagne pop.
Yeah, for sure.
Amazing stuff. Shout out to them, honestly.
Also, like, if it wasn't for the aero screen and, like, the halo and the safety measures of the car, it would have been so much worse for both Sting Ray Robb and Kyle Kirkwood.
And Rossi. Yeah, because Ed Carpenter's car went on top of Rossi's car, literally, like, right over his head. And if there wasn't the halo or the windscreen there, it would have been right literally on him.
Yeah.
And then he would have kept going and did the exact same thing to Kyle Kirkwood.
Yeah. Seriously.
And then, obviously, the same thing with Sting Ray Robb, literally flipping in the air, upside down. It could have been so bad.
Been his head.
Yeah.
Seriously, like,
all Which is so crazy to me that they just used to not have halos.
Yeah, these safety measures. Absolutely fantastic. Like,
great. But everyone's okay.
Yes. Even just, I think, about an hour ago, the Indycar and, like, Sting Ray Robb's team put out another message that he's doing okay. He's been released from the hospital. So, we're very grateful for that.
Very, very grateful. Yeah. No, it was so scary, though. Like, and it's been a while, like, even, like, in IndyCar and in Formula One, like, following that, like, we haven't seen a crash that nasty in a long time.
A very long time.
Which I didn't follow IndyCar. I only followed IndyCar this year. And there hasn't been one like that this year. And then also even with Formula One, like, the last, like, really nasty crash that we saw was really, like, Zhou's.
Yeah, for sure.
Crash in Silverstone a couple of years ago. And so, like, it, like, happened, and you weren't expecting it at all. It was literally...
No, it was the end.
It was the end of the race.
We're like, oh, Will won. Like, here we go. And then it just cuts to Sting Ray Robb mid-air.
Yeah.
It was, like, literally insane.
It was so scary.
Like, that was, like... I don't know. That feeling is just so insane. I can't even, like, imagine being, like, close friends or family.
No, but I'm glad everyone was okay.
Yeah.
Should we do our champagne pop and champagne problem?
Yeah.
We already said our champagne pop, but...
Yeah. Before we do that, though, I would like to give a shout out to Marcus Armstrong for being like his first ovals completed.
Mm-hmm.
He held up pretty well. He didn't do ovals last year.
Mm-hmm.
He just did like the street and road courses, and you know what? He did well.
He did very good.
I'm saying that because of who my champagne pop is. So
go ahead, do your champagne pop.
Champagne pop, I think we both agree.
Mm-hmm.
The AMR safety team.
Yep, absolutely.
And just the safety that IndyCar has implemented is absolutely insane. And the amount of like trucks that they had, there was like one
and
right
they were
there,
instantly there.
Like you saw the truck pull out, back up, it was there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's crazy. Very grateful for them.
Yep. Do you have any honorable mentions?
I don't know. I would give my honorable mention to Marcus, I guess.
Yeah. I'm gonna actually throw one really into left field here.
Okay.
As you'll know, I'm not a fan of him because of what happened in race 1. But you have got to respect the comeback that Will Power did.
You do have to respect that,
because he started pretty far back.
Yeah.
And he absolutely, I mean, it was partially luck, but it was just great overtakes over and over and over again. Joseph Newgarden also kind of really came out from the back of the pack as well. So although I'm not the biggest Will Power fan this weekend, I definitely think he gets an honorable mention.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
And champagne problem. Okay.
Go ahead.
To note, champagne problems are not necessarily the driver's fault.
Yeah.
It's just something that happens to the drivers. And so because of that, I am going to give the champagne problem to Alexander Rossi because of his low fuel causing that whole incident. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it's just how the cookie crumbles.
It is how the cookie. I think I would agree with you. I want to know if Sting Ray Robb got the message in time. I want to know what was going on with that. I feel like we'll find out hopefully in the coming days, so it can obviously never happen again. But
yeah, I also will note Ed Carpenter was pissed as hell in the interview afterwards. He sounded like he was gonna cry.
No, he did.
Which I get. He was like really frustrated for himself and for his team and all of this stuff. But like, he definitely like fixed it within like the same like breath and within the same like sentence. But at first he definitely was like, I don't know what Stingray was doing, blah, blah, and like almost put the blame on him. Like, dude, wait till he's out of the hospital until you're blaming him. Like, it could very well be his fault.
Still in the stretcher.
Yeah, like he was literally getting loaded into the ambulance as this man was like, what was he doing? You know. So he did fix it though, and he was like, he even was like, you know, it's just hard. I'm just frustrated for the team, but like I think he even was like, I hope he's okay, kind of thing. So he did fix it. I think he almost like realized it, but it was funny that we were like talking about the difference between like his interview and Kyle's interview, and how Kyle is like the newer. Again, we talk about this all the time, but the newer generation of race car drivers are just so much better, like PR trained, and there's so much like they just have a little bit more like. Basically, they grew up in cancel culture. Yeah. And they know, I don't want to get canceled. So they're going to watch what they say.
I'm also going to say, like, a bit more empathy.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Like, I mean, and I'm sure Ed Carpenter does care.
No, I'm not saying he doesn't.
But it's a little bit more, like, less of an afterthought. And more of like an, oh my gosh, is he okay kind of thing.
For sure. So. I am also going to give Pato a champagne pop honorable mention, to backtrack a bit, for just telling it how it is. He was just like, bit of a snooze fest for me.
No, in his interview. Was so funny. I was like, so real.
Cackled. And then he was like, well, they got lucky with the yellow because Pato had come right out of the pits after the caution had been called, and then Pillow and Power were able to pit under caution, and that obviously helped them. But you know what? He was telling it how it is. I love it.
Snooze fest.
Bit of a snooze fest on my end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also the same thing with Pato. The very first thing he was like, you know, hope everyone's doing okay. Saw the thumbs up, whatever. And then he goes, anyway, bit of a snooze fest for me.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, King, go off.
Another thing to note is at the podium, Will Power was so cute with his son.
Somebody get that kid headphones.
No, honestly, the kid was not having a great time. No. He was plugging his ears. I think he was really hot. But, like, it's so funny that, like, Will Power is, like, this, like, hardcore, like, Iceman racer kind of thing. And he, like, literally, like, instantly, like, when his son was there, he just won a race. He won this race for the very first time. Yeah. No, not his first oval. But his first time at this track. And he was like, it was something that's been like a thorn in his side for his whole career because he couldn't win at this place. And his son comes up and is uncomfortable, and he like instantly switched into dad mode and was like giving him water and was like patting his head and all that stuff. And it's like, it's just so good because it just, again, like, I'm not like, I was never like the biggest fan of willpower, and even before the Pietro thing, it wasn't just, I was just never a huge fan, but I was like, you know what, they're all human, they're all just real people, and it was just cute to see.
But you guys, get your kids some headphones.
Get them some headphones. Like, there were like 50 adults standing around with headphones on. Someone give up your headphones.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, some earplugs, something.
That's also just such, it's an overstimulating environment for just like, you know, probably Will and his wife. Like,
Flava Flav was not there, but where was he?
By the way, can somebody tell us where that friendship came from?
How did it happen? How did Flava Flav pick willpower to fixate on?
Literally.
And I get that because people sometimes ask me why I fixate on Pietro, and there's not a real reason.
No, it's so fair.
I just like saying his name. Pietro Fittipaldi.
That is so fair.
That's how it started. Obviously, I love him as a person now, but as a person, I know him personally.
You get one picture.
Yeah, I got 2 pictures.
You get one Instagram post.
2 pictures, an Instagram post, Instagram follow,
and a
Twitter post, and he signed my hat. We're practically best friends at this point.
Best friends.
But no, it's just nice to see them be real people.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
I think we're good.
Let's
next race is Toronto. The last of the triple header for IndyCar. And yeah, next week is Toronto for IndyCar, and it is Hungary for Formula One. And I'm excited. Do you have any predictions for Toronto?
No, not really.
I need Colton Herta to put a good race together.
Yeah.
He's been so close, and he's just not come to fruition yet. I need him to get it together. I obviously love Pietro to get some points.
He is getting points.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
But I want him to get like a top 10.
Yeah.
I would love for him to get a top 10. And I'm going to make sure everyone knows it happened when that happens.
Yeah.
But any predictions other than that? I do wonder when we're going to start getting some more driver announcements for next year.
I know. Very interesting.
Like, do we know who's taking over for Christian at RLL?
No, we don't.
I tried to look it up. I didn't see anything. But if anyone knows of any rumors, let me know. We aren't as, like, versed in, like, the driver announcements and driver, like, market as far as, like, shares and shifts. We don't know as much in IndyCar as we did, obviously, about Formula One. And Formula One, you can kind of predict where someone is going to go just based on, like, you know, their past and openings and relationships that they have and that kind of thing. But we don't know as much for IndyCar. So if you have any rumors, let us know. I'd also love to know
where Rossi's going. I follow a person on Twitter who is like a big Rossi fan, and they are like hardcore. I think hoping that Rossi goes to Chip Ganassi.
Interesting.
I know.
But who would they get rid of someone?
I don't know.
I also wonder, like, are any of, like, the IndyCar drivers going to retire this year? Like, because Will Power is kind of old. He's getting older. But they're still winning. Scott Dixon's a little older. He's still winning.
I watched Scott's Java with James on YouTube, and Scott was like, listen, I don't really care. As long as I'm having fun, I'm going to keep racing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Definitely have, like, I've always kind of kept up with Scott, but definitely after last weekend and just seeing how nice he was in person.
Yeah.
We didn't
so
say this
genuine.
last week. Yeah. After Friday, one of the practices literally started raining. Scott Dixon is just standing to the side talking with like a young kid, maybe like 10 or 11 for like a couple of minutes. He was like just talking. Like, you could tell he was just like a dad talking, like giving advice. For a hot second, I was like, is that one of his kids or something?
Yeah, no, literally.
But no, it was like a fan. It was so sweet. He was just, it's like pouring rain. He just got out of the car testing the new hybrids. Like, it was very sweet.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be good. We'll be covering, obviously, both the races. So we'll give a recap next week. So make sure you're here next Monday to tune into that episode. And we'll obviously update if there's any big news that have come up over the weekend.
Since it's a double race since it's an IndyCar and Formula One race, if we have too much to talk about, we'll split it into 2 parts.
Mm-hmm.
So
very well could happen.
We'll
we're
see.
yappers, so
we're yappers.
One
If you've
thing
made it
about
this
us-
far, you know we're yappers.
Mm-hmm. But thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
Like I said, tune in next Monday. Make sure you go follow us on TikTok and on Instagram if you don't already. And whoever's in Louisiana, let us know.
Let us know.
We'd love to know. We'd love to give you a shout out on the next episode.
For real.
Definitely. So,
See you
thank
next time.